Alright everyone, welcome back once again to this Beefcast presentation. I am Beef, your casting host for the day, bringing you as always some exceptional StarCraft 2 action. Today's matchup going to be a PvZ on Antigua Shipyard, just bringing you a best of one between these two players. You can already see them bantering there in chat, but let's go ahead and get them introduced. In the 7 o'clock position on Antigua Shipyard, playing the blue Protoss, he's none other than Liquid Hero. And his opponent, the purple Terran, up here in the 2 o'clock position playing for Team NSHOSA. He is the former GSL champion, Jakshi. Going into this game on Antigua, I can tell you right now, I am extremely excited for this. This is going to be a fantastic game. I already know. I don't know the outcome of this game, but I can tell already. I have this sense that it's going to be a fantastic game. I mean, just if you look at the pedigree of these players, Jakshi, as I already mentioned, former GSL champion. You can't discount anyone that has won a GSL title. And Hero, he's one of those names that for 2 years now has been at the top of every tournament that he's attended. Any tournament that he goes into, you expect to see him in that top 4. And he's even won a couple. He's going to be going to DreamHack Winter 2 weeks from now. We're in the middle of November. He might have another title. He's going to defend his current title over there at DreamHack Winter, so we'll see if he's able to do it. But that is going to be a stacked tournament in itself. But both these players showing really good games recently. Jakshi, really one of the only players left on his team. NSHOSA definitely taken a dip in their competitive players recently, but Jakshi is their lifeblood in their team leagues and really one of their players with strongest results overall. But enough about their talk, enough about why they're going to be awesome. Let's get into this game and why it is awesome. Right now, Hero going with a double gas and 1 gateway right now. So we'll see if he's going to be going for an expansion off of that or if he's looking to get some really fast tech. With that double gas, definitely leads me to believe that he could be going for some tech himself. And we already saw Jakshi here with a relatively fast gas of his own, immediately dropping this single refinery after he got his first racks down. So 1 racks expand typically does not have a gas associated with it. So we could be seeing a little bit earlier aggression, and we do see that very early factory coming down now for Jakshi. With this somewhat hidden position over here, definitely likely that that could be a very quick starport, and then we can see if there might be something along the lines of Banshees, preferably of the cloaked variety, or even something like a Hellion drop, which has really been seeing its way back into the metagame. Saw it a lot in last season's GSL where Rain was absolutely crushing people, but he was showing a lot of vulnerability to medevac drops. So that's a lot of the reason why it's made it back into the metagame. And this position right here leads me to believe that's a certain possibility, but no. Concussive shells as well as a tech lab going to be coming out for these Marauders. So we'll see what in fact happens. Marines out here guarding fiercely as they can. They want to make sure that nothing gets up through this area so that Jakshi's 1-base strategy right now does not get scouted out. So this is going to be a very aggressive Marauder push coming out of our Terran player at some point here. It looks like it's going to have Hellions to back it up. No starport being placed down just yet. And working off of only 1 gas, he might not have the gas to produce Marauders as well as that starport. So we'll see. And Hero behind this has taken his Nexus, but he did that relatively safely, getting that gas count up so that he was able to get a couple of sentries, 1 already, and working on a 2nd. So that's going to be very good for Hero. He's going to be able to hold off a lot of the aggression here on the ground. The tricky part is if any medevacs are added into this composition, the ability to lift up from this area, push up the front, as well as lifting into the main. That's when there's going to be a lot of pressure on Hero, but no medevacs because no starport being added for the time being. Factory coming out, starport being added as well, and going to continue Hellion production. So not going to be going into any early tank production with that proxied factory there, and we do actually have the Terran showing some of his units right now. The Protoss player retreating up his ramp, knowing that he might have to sacrifice that Nexus if he's not able to make a hold, and off of only 1 gateway with Warp Gate research just finishing up, he might not be able to make that hold, although the Nexus is so close to done. Hero wants to hold on to this. He's warping in a pylon, and the sentries are going to come in. They're going to start targeting down one of the Marauders. Zealot in the front tanking some damage. SCV is going to come in and buffer as well, but such effective kiting on that 1 Zealot, not able to get any damage done. One of the Marines is going to fall right there, but the Hellions doing their job. They're able to focus fire down these sentries, get the damage done on those light units, and the Stalkers are now trapped in the corner. The force field has blocked the ramp so that the Terran won't be making his way up into the main. But right now it looks like Hero is going down. Oh no, the probes are coming down. The probe drill comes in, and those are so close to being targeted down by the Hellions, but not going to happen. The Terran player instead opting to take out the combat units. Probes go for a surround on these 4 Hellions, which is not the best way to use those probes. You want those for mining. You don't want to get those roasted. 1 Marauder is all that's left though, and with these 2 Stalkers, they might be able to clean up some of these Hellions, but as more reinforcing Hellions do come in, the total number 5 now, blasting down that Stalker into a heap of rubble, and now going to make their way into the mineral line. They're going to start to target fire down a couple of these probes, a few falling right there, but the last Marauder is going to fall. The Stalker going to make its way back over to try to clear up the rest of these Hellions, but they're making their way into the mineral line right now. Probes once again being pulled off the line, trying to get them down in a brilliant surround right there. Hero holds that valiantly. The medevac is out now, so there might be a drop follow-up, but let's take a look at the damage that was dealt. The Nexus survived. Hero was able to continue producing units off of those 3 gateways the entire time, and the workers killed 12. But the worker count right now, 23 to 30. Behind this, Jakshi was able to get his expansion done. This was never an all-in. It was completely calculated that he just wanted to get some damage done and be able to expand behind that, which he's done valiantly. And Jakshi was able to get the tech advantage behind this, dropping that starport and moving his factory back in. He's going to be able to very easily move into double reactors on barracks and on the starports to produce all those Marines, which are so crucial for dealing with that gateway army. They provide all the damage, and Jakshi buying himself even more time flying this medevac in right now. It has not been scouted yet by the Protoss. Hero doing his best to recover right now. He's going to be dropping a robotics. There it is, up on the high ground, but the Marauders come in, absolutely nothing there to defend it. A warp in comes in, but the Stalker will be focus fired down before it even gets a shot off. 1 Zealot going to try to do some damage to the Marauder, but the medevac able to out-heal that for the time being. 4 of these Marauders will be able to do a ton of damage to the Stalkers, but they do manage to take down 1 of the Marauders right there. The Zealot comes in and it wants to do some damage as well. The probes have already been evacuated from this mineral line, and the Marauders continuing to try to do some damage to this. The probes come back in, and they're going to be the ire of these Marauders for the time being, but right there, Jakshi picking up, lifts off, says, I've done the damage. I've killed a couple more probes. I've pulled probes off mineral line and forced mining time off. Jakshi now with a solid economic advantage, and he's going to go ahead and ramp his infrastructure up at this point. Wants to get those additional barracks, continue to produce those units, and even starting stim and +1 now. Jakshi looking to go into a very strong mid-game composition at this point, not adding any kind of splash damage yet, but that will be Hero not adding any kind of splash damage yet will have a very hard time dealing with this composition coming out of the Anasosa player. So with only gateway units, Hero's going to have to be very, very wary. Not going to be able to take that third anytime soon because the army walking across the map right now. Stim going to be very close to done, and it is finishing up right now. +1 going to be finishing in about 100 seconds, so that's not going to be available for this attack. And once again, here we have it, the drop making its way above the main. 3 Stalkers in position directly to intercept this, but as soon as the units are seen out of place, Jakshi might drop a scan on this high ground here and try to force his way up the ramp. We'll see. The medevac in the main is going to be targeted down. The Stalkers are not even able to get it, actually. The ramp is secure for the time being. Jakshi not trying to make his way up, and oh my god. That medevac with 7 HP makes it out of there, and there the charge up the ramp, but the nice hot pickup from those medevacs, able to get the units out of there without taking too significant of losses. And now the medevacs making their way in for another drop here into the main. Zealots trying to do their best with these Marauders, but the concussive shell stim Marauders have so much micro potential. The Immortal has a lot of ability to kill these heavy Marauders, but Jakshi very wisely just going to go ahead and back up. Says, I don't need to force this, sends the factory in to get that vision up on the high ground and perfectly scout what his opponent has. But Jakshi playing this perfectly. Back at home, he's already got his third going up. He's got the infrastructure from the 2 additional barracks. He'll probably throw down a couple more once that third does finish up, and continuing his upgrades. Combat shield and +1 armor, continuing to produce this Marauder heavy composition, and a drop coming in once again, able to target down a couple of stalkers there and even a pylon, but now being forced to evacuate. Joxy doing the wise move right there, not overstaying his welcome, but Hero is taxed on all fronts as another Marauder run by comes in the main. They might even be able to focus down an Immortal, which would be absolutely huge, but no, one force field goes down and the Terran army has to back up, but there's another drop in the main. Joxy out multitasking his opponent to the extreme right now. Hero, known for his multitasking, cannot even keep up, and there the run by in the main. Probes even being pulled off the line to try to deal with this. Marauders do take out that Immortal. Joxy now up at 120 supply to his opponent 66, continuing to drop in the base over here, but a lot of those units in the medevacs might be targeted down if Stalkers are able to get there in time, but now the Terran army has grouped up together, going to be able to kite down all of these Zealots. The Zealots trying valiantly, but no charge. They're not able to close the distance with the Terran army. Joxy looking in position to take this game very quickly. Probes coming off the line once again, up to 24 workers killed, and GG comes out of the Liquid player. Hero falling to Joxy in a 15-minute match here on Antigua Shipyard. Wow, Joxy showing right there why he was once a GSL champion, showing he has still got it. Hero, one of the world's best multitaskers, simply outplayed there by aggression on multiple fronts. Drops, run-bys in the front, able to tax Hero to the limit. And Joxy showing us right there an excellent, excellent standard TVP. All right, guys. Well, thank you for watching. I've been your casting host, Beef. Make sure to check me out over here on my social media. It is /BeefPopPie1 at YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, where I do StarCraft and Heroes of Newerth casting. So make sure to check that out. I'm going to go and move on to the next game. Stay tuned right here and watch these next VODs. Catch you.